All right, let me first off say congrats to Arch Manning, former five-star. He's going to officially be starting against Louisiana Monroe. We're going to see how he performs, see how he looks in that game. Shout out to him for a big game against UTSA. But what I'm about to show y'all is kind of crazy. Y'all got to chill on the hype. I know the man last name is Manning, but can we pump the brakes? Please, can we pump the brakes? Like, this is insane from Clint Brew 247. He says, top 10 NFL draft QB prospects in country regardless of draft eligibility, right? So it doesn't matter if you're draft eligible or not. You got Arch Manning as number one. Calm down. All right, it's one game. It's one game, okay? Again, we still got to see him against an SEC opponent. All right? We still got to see him against the creme de la creme. Let's pause. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a little too overhyped. I ain't saying the kid ain't good. I ain't saying the kid can't ball. But let's pump the brakes a little bit, man. They still got Quinn Ewers as their quarterback. They still look formidable with him as quarterback. Are we forgetting Quinn Ewers put a beating up on Michigan? Ain't they still ranked? Come on, man. Let's dial it back a little bit. And it's very disrespectful to the other quarterbacks before him, right? We're going to say, and same, no disrespect to Dylan Raiola. I'm about to say his brother's name, Dayton. No disrespect to him, but we've seen what Cam Ward can do. Quinn Ewers. Why is Arch Manning above Quinn Ewers? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? And then you put Shedeur at 9? Come on, bro. Now, I know Shedeur, he got a lot of criticism on him. I know some people don't like how he acts and how he carries himself. But Shedeur is one of the best quarterbacks, regardless of draft eligibility. Like, he should easily be top 3. Easily. You can say even top 2. You know what I'm saying? Only one I will put above him really is Carson Beck. I still take Shedeur over Quinn Ewers. You know what I'm saying? So I think, to me, it's a little disrespectful to have Arch and have some of these guys, DJ Lagway, who has great potential. He still threw 2 interceptions against Texas A&M. Now, I think he's next up. Don't get me wrong. But to say he's a top NFL draft QB prospect right now, above Shedeur, you know what I'm saying? Don't necessarily agree with that. Now, with Drew Aller, I really don't get the hype. You know what I'm saying? I don't. I know they're pretty decent this season. I don't get the hype. I got to see him do it against a viable opponent. And that's the thing about Big Ten. Everybody talks about Big Ten being a great conference, but you don't play nobody until later in the season. And it's the same notable matchups. Now, what Oregon coming in, USC, that does help you. But still, y'all don't play viable opponents until later in the season. Now, Nico, same kind of thing. He's looked great. Now, I got this. I'm going to break down this matchup here probably tomorrow, and I'm going to post a video on it. But Nico, they're going to play Oklahoma. Again, same with him. I think he's great. Want to see him against a viable opponent. So if I was to rank this list, I give it a solid D, right? Because Arch, that's just overhyped, bro. Like, at some point, you got to stop, bro. Got to stop overhyping and riding him like that. That is insane. When I say insane, that is insane. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I would go right now. I'll go Carson Beck, Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Cam Ward right there. Cam Ward has been good, and he makes Miami a contender. Same thing, though. I'm not going to put him above the others up until I see him against, elite opponents in the ACC. Have not seen that just yet. Now, they're going to be like, well, Shedeur, he only won 4 games last year, but I've seen him play elite opponents and still have pretty good games, right? Oregon last year, USC. Now, USC didn't have a good defense, but he still went up against a viable opponent. That's what I mean when I say that. So I got to see Cam Ward take on a Clemson. I got to see him take on a Louisville, right? Maybe a Notre Dame, potentially a Georgia Tech. I got to see him take on more viable opponents before I put him above those 3. Now, Nico, I'll put in top 5, right? Because he's shown some things. But, again, want to see him do it against the top opponents. And he's going to play some over the next couple of weeks. So we're going to find a lot about Nico Alemileva here pretty soon. I will put probably Dylan Raiola, DJ Lagway. I'll probably put them like 6-7 or 7-8. I put them in that range, in my humble opinion. They've shown some promise, right? Dylan has won some games, but again, let me see you against a viable opponent. Now, Dylan did look good against Colorado. I'm not gonna lie, he looked pretty good. But again, it's too early in the season to say. So that's my thoughts on it, man. That's how Clint obviously rates it. I think it's just overhyped, man. Not the best list. I've seen better lists, and Arch Manning is good, but let's just pump the brakes just a little bit.